Hello beautifuls, this is Aromie here and welcome back to Seduce Me Too. We're back with Alex and Sam right in front of us. I feel like we're not gonna have to fight them. I feel like someone's gonna just hop in and crush Alex.
I am so sick of hearing your voice, Alex. Let's just end this.
Oh, I almost forgot the best part.
Alex locked eyes with me, suddenly making a violent tremor run down my spine. His gaze spoke nothing but sadistic intent, and his words made his stare much more terrifying.
Just because I can, after we're done taking over this world, I'm gonna take that human bitch and make her the fuck toy of Satan's army.
Excuse me? Excuse me? No. Instantly, Sam vanished and reappeared in front of Alex, swinging a punch at him. However, he only made contact with the vanishing afterimage. Before I could blink, Alex had disappeared and reappeared behind Sam, punching Sam's head and sending him flying towards the castle wall. Oh jeez, man.
Payback time, fuckface!
Alex flew at Sam's body like a bullet and began to slam his fist into him, the wall cracking and caving in around Sam's body. Stay back or help him. As a loving girlfriend or fiance, I would love to help him, but I feel if we do, we're getting in the way, so... A part of me knew better than to try. Alex probably had a weapon, and if I knew anything about Alex, he would use that against me without hesitation. I was out of energy to even defend myself from him, and I was sure that's what my grandfather's protector spell ran on. I wanted to beat Sam, before trying to kill him. His pride was one downfall of his that I remember very clearly. Alex continued to pound punch upon punch onto Sam's body, making the body-shaped indentation in the castle wall that much deeper. However, with a small flash of red light, the heat suddenly began to erupt from the center.
Get off!
Alex was suddenly forced back from a bright energy pulse as Sam pushed himself out of the hole he was trapped in. Around his body were green flickering waves of energy, pulsating in time with Sam's breath. I stared in shock, watching smoke rise from the creases of Sam's mouth and his nostrils as he formed a large sword in his hand. Something in his eyes was burning, and he fueled it with rage.
Woo! Got some fire this time, huh?
Alex raised the arm at his side, forming a large sword with a red blade and a chain connecting from the hilt to his belt.
Well, so do I.
Alex and Sam rushed at each other, slamming their swords into each other with reckless speed. I couldn't understand how Alex gained the ability to be as fast as Sam, but something with the devil was very different from the first time and last time I had seen him. He was much more cocky, and there was some sort of strength within him that frightened me more than before. However, I felt that Sam still had the upper hand. There was no way he would let Alex win. Sam flipped over Alex and slashed his back, opening the fabric of his vest, but not deep enough to make contact with skin. Alex snarled and spun around, reinitiating their clash of swords.
What's wrong, pretty boy? You seem to be holding back.
Well, why would he waste all his energy on you, Alex? Sorry, but you're not worth it.
I don't need to waste energy killing you!
Alas, their swords slammed against one another, screech echoing through the air. Both pushed against one another, snarling into each other's faces.
It's pointless, Incubus. This world is fucked.
Tell that to Satan when you die!
Sam suddenly lifted his foot up and jammed it into Alex's chest, kicking him back towards the castle wall. With a grunt and the cracks of broken ribs reverberating through the air, Alex slid back and glared at Sam. However, the glare quickly died into a look of sadistic amusement as Alex rolled his shoulders and stood back up, as if he could just shrug off the injury. Around his body grew a bright orange and red flame, causing waves of heat to pulse through the air around us.
You want a final showdown? You got it!
Sam with a smirk of his own stood tall with a fast-growing green and red orb surrounding his form. The faint outline of dragons danced within the tongues of flames as Sam seemed to charge a powerful attack.
It's over, Alex.
I watched as they both charged up their final attacks and forced their palms out towards each other. Green and red orbs of light shot out from each of their hands and collided, followed by brilliant rays that pushed them forward and into each other. I had to shut my eyes, blocking the flash of light from blinding my vision, before looking back up and seeing the belt with a with a gasp. The air around the orbs pulsed heavily, whipping in all directions and fueled by both the demon and the devil. The orbs ground into one another, lightning and fire bursting from the minuscule space between them. Both opponents had their eyes locked on each other as the earth around them bent and bowed. Bowed? Okay. Bowed away from the collision of their power. The green orb seemed to quake with the shadows of dragons in its center, pressing against the wall of the orb, forcing it forward against its obstacle. Still, they were somehow equally matched. How could this be?
Give him your remaining energy, child. It is the only way to end this.
Dragon? The voice of the dragon rang in my head as I stared at Sam. His face was tightened in pure anger and determination. He was giving as much as he could, but I knew he was holding back to save energy for his father. I took a breath and quickly rushed over to Sam, grabbing hold of his arm and feeling his body naturally pull energy from me.
What are you doing?
Or I'm ending this together. I would like to scream that, but it's like 12 in the morning. Sam stared at me, causing his orb to falter, but as I passed my energy on to him, Sam nodded and focused back on Malix, concentrating his orb forward with both his energy and mine. Malix would not win. I wouldn't let him. At last, the deadlock became pressed as Sam's orb pushed Malix's back, inch by inch, with each push, getting stronger and faster. I could feel myself grow dizzy, but I didn't care. This was Malix's last stand.
What? No!
I glared hard at Malix as the clash between them became full of green energy, cutting through the devil's attack with wings. Alas, the dragons reached their prey as the orb finally clashed into Malix's body, enveloping him in light.
No!
Sam and I held on to each other, letting go of the energy ray, and covered our eyes with Sam covering me with his arms. We dug our heels into the earth, struggling to stay in place as energy pushed us away from Malix. The gusts pressed and brushed against our bodies until at last the wind stopped. Sam and I slowly lifted our heads and looked over, wanting to see what had become of Malix. There was no trace of him. The spot where he stood was charred, and the smoke that rose from the ashes of the air danced in the air like rising dragons. We did it! We caught him at last. I crumpled to my knees, slamming my hands to the ground to keep myself upright as I panted. I was worn out. If I hadn't been out of energy before, I definitely was now. Sam quickly dropped down beside me, wrapping an arm around my shoulders and laying a careful hand on my arm.
Whoa! Are you okay?
Hell no, I am drained. Like a battery. I'm out. I need a new battery. I nodded, obviously lying, but I knew that we had more important things to worry about. Malix was gone, hopefully dead for real, and we were at the castle gates, ready to charge in and fight the demon lord. As Sam and I looked up, we both locked our sights on a window exploding outward with a figure flying out of it. As the figure flapped their wings and steadied themselves, they swooped back inside. Diana! What? I grabbed Sam's arms and lifted myself up by knowing that we had to get inside.
Good?
Yeah, let's go. Swim. I was gonna say swim. Sam nodded before taking my hand and rushing forward, speeding through the twists and turns of the castle towards a large archway leading up into the tower, where we could hear Diana and the demon lord fighting above. Sam and I raced up the stairs of the tower, hearing the echoed cries and clashes of steel bouncing off the stone walls. My heart began to race as the sound of weapons melting, stopped with Diana screaming.
Enough!
Ooh, we're at a different place. It's kind of pretty here. Sam and I finally reached the top, staring wide-eyed at the sight of the Demon Lord and Diana. The Demon Lord had Diana's throat in a hard grip as his other hand gripped onto her wings, his fingers digging into them roughly. We could barely react as the Demon Lord ripped them off of Diana's back by pulling Diana's body in the opposite direction. Ow! That sounded horrible. The Demon Lord, basking in his success, lifted the torn wings to his mouth and let the blood trickle from the open wounds onto his tongue. I fought to not gag at the sight. Sam, however, shouted and made the room shake with his voice. His rage showed his feelings clearly, despite seeing the one who bothered him after years of separation.
Hey, shithead!
The Demon Lord instantly peered over, locking his eyes onto Sam's form as Sam began to step forward. Appeased with the new challenger, the Demon Lord licked his lips and tossed Diana to the side. Diana landed with a hard thud and slid across the floor, slamming against one of the stone frames that kept the stained glass of the room together. On her back were two large open wounds that weren't healing or fading away into her body like I expected. Diana!
Go check on her. This bastard is mine.
Sam continued to walk forward as I nodded and rushed over to Diana. She struggled to push herself up onto her hands, falling back onto the floor in failure as I approached. I gotcha. Hold on.
Settle.
Is he gonna come? No. Before my eyes, a small white light flashed beside us, revealing Settle. He quickly looked around before he looked down at Diana and rushed to his knees beside her.
Sayer.
I got onto my knees and helped Diana get up onto hers. Seeing her worn and tired face, as she got up, she instantly fell to the side into Settle's arms. Settle quickly wrapped his arms around Diana and kissed her head, most likely trying to feed her energy to heal. Her back wounds, despite the energy, were still not closing. All across her body were slash marks and bruises from the intense struggle, but I knew already that she had put up a good fight. Now it was Sam's turn. The Demon Lord raised his arms to his side, visually challenging his new opponent with a wide smirk on his face and a scowl in his eyes.
So you wanna die too? I always knew you were a disgrace.
I've waited a long time to kick your ass.
Ooh! Sam, you look majestic as hell. Look at that. Cool. Sam glared hard at the Demon Lord before reaching up and summoning his sword. As he did, flames began to quickly engulf his body, twisting and shaping into multiple dragons that brought surprise and fear into the Demon Lord's eyes. I was gonna say Diana.
You will burn and fall into the darkest depths of the abyss where you belong.
The Demon Lord, however, snarled and summoned his own blade, ready to fight, or battle. There was no more room to place threats. Their blades would speak for them now. Sam and the Demon Lord rushed at each other, arching their blades at each other and slamming their swords together. As they clashed, red lightning and wildfire shot out from the impact between them. This did not deter Sam and the Demon Lord from slashing and swinging against each other, preparing over and over with murderous vigor. It was like watching fireworks go off in a massive storm. The flames around Sam began to circle around him and the Demon Lord, forming an inescapable ring around them. This was going to be a battle to the death, by flame or by sword. Neither opponent seemed to hold any.
How? How did you get this power?
By a little friend called the Dragon?
It doesn't matter how! All you need to know is that I'm gonna use it to kill you!
The Demon Lord grabbed hold of Sam's sword and kicked Sam's hand to make him release it. However, as the sword left Sam's hand, it vanished and reappeared in Sam's grip, as if it belonged there. Using the opportunity, Sam slashed at the Demon Lord and carved a deep line into the Demon Lord's chest. The Demon Lord stepped back, gripping his chest as before my eyes. The skin around the wound began to burn and release black smoke. The Demon Lord snarled in reply, swinging his sword again at Sam.
You're dead!
The Demon Lord pummeled a barrage of slashes and swipes at Sam with the sword, only to be blocked and parried each time. I felt a hopeful smile grow on my face. We were going to win. The strange excitement of the situation filled my body with joy. I was going to go home and be with my family and friends and live in the human world. Sam and I were going to live happily ever after, and this was the door to get us there. We're gonna go home. Sam and the Demon Lord jumped away from each other, glaring hard at one another as they began to circle each other.
Rat, needing the power of a dragon to defeat me?
You don't fucking get it, do you? I don't just have the power of a dragon.
My eyes couldn't believe what I was seeing. A pair of wings wreathed in a flame suddenly lifted from Sam's back, lifting him into the air. Sam's voice boomed through the air, filled with magic, rage, and power.
I am a dragon!
Oh, snap, man. Sam raised his sword, causing it to become engulfed by red and green flames. Before swinging it down onto the Demon Lord, as it clashed with the Demon Lord's sword, a burst of flame erupted from between the plates. Each block the Demon Lord had caused another and another burst to explode in his sight. Sparks and flame licked violently against his skin as he tried to defend himself from the dragon that was Sam. The Soon enough, even the Demon Lord couldn't defend anymore. Sam knocked the Demon Lord's sword away, causing it to slide against the floor outside of the ring of fire.
Now! It's over!
Sam swooped the Demon Lord and jammed his blade into the Demon Lord's chest, making his resounding gasp of pain echo through the flames. The Demon Lord's eyes wavered, staring at the far wall as the flames around them began to die out. And this is where we're gonna stop. Bloop. It's getting quite intense. I really don't know when it's gonna end, but it's pretty intense. I feel like the battle's almost over. Demon Lord's about to probably get kicked out of this tower thing and fall into the rushing waters of death. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful. I'm trying to burp, but it's not coming out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.